Hi everybody, in this video I am going to proceed to set up my local development environment for compiling and running Scala applications. Let me start by checking out the official documentation on the Wiringbits Scala web application template. You can see right here at GitHub. I'm going to navigate to the documentation directory, and then I am interested at the setup local environment file that is right here. As you can see, there are three kind of dependencies: the ones for compiling, the ones for running the application, and the ones for testing the application. So let me start by cloning the GitHub repository in my computer. As you can see right now, I have opened a terminal, and in a previous video I showed how I set this up. In this case I'm using C# with all my C# framework. So I will start by making a directory. In this case I will call it projects / Wiringbits. I will move to such directory. Like I said, if you press tab, it gets auto completion, and then I am going to issue the git clone command. Remember that Ctrl plus Shift plus B is useful for pasting directly into the terminal, and this likely will complain about my SSH key. Yeah, because this is a brand new computer, so I do not have any SSH key right here. I will need to proceed to generate one, and just Google generate key. We are going to find a command, then we have GitHub official documentation, and then we have this command right here that is going to be used for generating the key. I am going to open another terminal to not pollute my directory history, and I'm going to paste anything from GitHub. So in this case I'm just going to put sample mail. I don't care, to be honest. Need to comment this. There is a nice trick. If you are at the end of the line and you press Ctrl plus A, the terminal is going to move your cursor until the beginning of the line. So this is the default. I want no passphrase because this is just an example that I am using for showcasing how to do this. So then I will proceed to clone with SSH. Why it doesn't work? Because I need to register my SSH key into GitHub. You can do that, but I am not going to do it right now. So instead I am going to proceed to clone the repository using HTTPS used for this example. But remember to add your key to GitHub, and then it is going to work. So instead, let me run git clone the HTTPS version, and this is going to work right away. But I am not going to be able to push. But in this particular example, I don't want to push, so that's not a problem. And then let me go back to the docs, and the documentation say that after cloning the repository, I need to move to the directory, and then this is going to pick up the Java version automatically if I have sdkman installed. So let's proceed to install SDK Manager. What does it say? This is the home page. Install. Then simpler way is to just do this. Usually running some command and pipe into bash is not very safe, but anyway, I don't care in this particular scenario, so I'm just going to do this. Same way in a terminal that is at the home, like I mentioned it before, with the plugin for C#, I am not seeing any of the commands that I am running here in this another directory, so it's pretty useful. So I'm going to run this. This is downloading SDK Manager. It will proceed to the installation, and this is claiming that this is already done. So this has been set to the C# resource file. and we can easily verify it by checking sssppa. If I press tab twice, it is going to display all the options that I have. This is another thing that is nice on C#. So if I move to the last line of this resource file, you will see that this has been appended automatically by the install script, which is sdkman. So I'm going to quit. And what else does it say? It says that after installing, I will need to to launch this command to load the environment in order to make sure that the terminal gets the SDK manager access to the binary, or I can just restart the terminal and run SDK version. So this is now installed. Super good. Now, given that everything went well, I need to go and find something for the hook. What is the hook? Installation, beta channel, uninstallation, custom location. This is not what I want. But right here there should be something about the hook. There is a hook for okay. So sdkman allows you to pick up the right Java version when you cd or change the directory by just typing SDK environment, but we can also enable this sdkman auto environment config in order to pick this up automatically. So I'm going to edit this file. Where is that? I don't remember. Uh, Let me check, because specific version, removing list candidates, list version, use version, default version, current environment command, upgrading version, offline mode, self-update, update, flash, archive, home, help. Configuration is etc config, so it's not binary, it's etc config, and then we have the auto, is not this one, not this one, auto environment. So if I go right here, which by the way there is another trick, if you press the $sign, it is going to drive you to the end of the line. So that's another pretty useful trick. So auto environment true, I save the file, I reload my terminal, and then I'm going to move into the project that I just downloaded, and then it try it using the Java version that the Scala web app template repository specified the sdkman resource file. But given that this is not installed, this is not doing anything. So I'm going to install this, Control Shift C, then Control Shift B, and this will take a few minutes to get the correct version installed. Give it some time. We are almost there. So you can, in the meantime, you can check out the other options that this has, but to be honest, I think this auto environment setup is one of the most useful options that this has. So right now this says that the Java version has been set. Let me check. Java version is Java 11. So if I go back to the directory where I was before, and when I move right here into the web application template, you see that sdkman is picking the correct version automatically for us. This is super useful because we tend to work in many projects, and different projects tend to require a different Java version. So instead of messing up with the environment, you can just use sdkman and save quite a lot of pain. In the same scenario, you can define something for different projects, and we also have defined in this sdkman RC file on most of the projects we are working in. The first time that we do when joining a project, most of the times is adding the specific version that we use for such a project. So that's it for this video, and continue with the next one soon.